It's okay. Okay. All right. So I was going through this file yesterday, and a few days before that, and just trying to go through what I need in terms of plotting, and how things are. And what I found out was my pipe types, right? I mean, all the pipe types can be. You can change these to be whatever they can be, right? This type of pipe, I can rename it to whatever, right? I can call this, John left-eyed, tiger paw, whatever that is. So let me cancel out of this. That can be the pipe type, right? So you go in to your system or family, right? And so your pipes are your types, right? PVC, copper, right? Cast iron, rubber, PEX, whatever type. All right, I mean, I can go in, right click on this, duplicate this guy, right? Go in, go here, rename it, right? Whatever. Wonderful, right? I mean, all of that is part. Did I get them all? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, so it's all part of the program, right? It's all part of the program. The problem, can I say that the problem is that what I was looking at, I don't know, yesterday, and making changes to the drawing, was that this is a pipe type, right? It's a pipe type, based on what we're given. It's a pipe type. And we have systems of pipes, right? Fire system, gray water system. I mean, you can go in and duplicate and rename and add and go through that. Anyway, to make a long story short, so for my waste properties, I have a pipe type of, it can be cast iron, right? So if I name that pipe cast iron, right, and I go in and I want a fitting for cast iron, right? There's no cast iron fitting that comes with the program, okay? Because, for example, I want to, where's the insert? Where's the insert? I want to load, right, pipe, okay, so if you want cast iron fittings, right, carbon steel. So what's available? I mean, all of these are flange fittings. All of these are generic. Or generic, or gray iron that's flanged, or all of this is all flanged, except the plastic. And you have many of them that does the job. So that's the so going through this. So all of my types are PVC, but I mean I would like for my pipe segment to be cast iron, and my pipe type to be cast iron, but I can go to my pipe segment, right, which is this pipe segment, and change it to one of these, or but the fittings aren't there, so if there are fittings out there that are cast iron or copper, so there's a reason I'm using all of this. This appears to be all plastic, and that's fine. You know, I mean, you can use plastic, and that's fine. It's just my frustration was that I thought I was going to use cast iron and copper, and but it didn't happen. So, needless to say, I'm using plastic for my types and plastic for my fittings, because that's what's available. I could go to third party, right? I mean, I could, but I could, but I'm not. I'm good. So anyway, so that's the reason I'm using plastic. And the reason I'm making this video, really, other than to vent, I think, or just to give you guys a heads up, if for some reason you run into problems, and you run into problems with pipes and your types and your fittings, it could be that a third party could be a problem somewhere. So and you know, I'm looking at this, I'm counting up my fixture units. Where am I going with this? So let's go here. Okay, so I'm counting up my fixture units so that I can size my piping, right? And it says that fixture unit is 18. It shouldn't say that. It should not say that. What I'm going to do is go back and recreate this. I think that that's what's going to happen. I think that it is going to go back. I'm going to save this. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say yes to that. So that I'm going to recreate this problem of what appears to be flow configuration coming from a fixture unit, right? So to me, the flow configuration for this is a hot water. Where am I? This is my connector element, right? This is the flow direction is in, right, and down the drain, right? The flow direction for cold water is in and down the drain, right? So let me go back. Save changes? No. I'm gonna go back. What's this? Okay. So the fixture units here, and the reason I found out about this particular that's another problem. So anyway, so yeah, so when you look at these, the flow direction, okay, for hot water, it's, you know, it comes from the city and it goes into right, flow direction into the fixture. The cold water goes into the fixture. The vent goes, does it go in or out? So going through this this information regarding, let's see, okay, going through this information regarding piping, okay, and making sure that what I have is what I'm, what I can work with. And after looking at the pipes, I'm looking at what the fixture units are giving me, and it doesn't seem right to me that this vent is going, when my fixture units was working, it was good, right? So I'm gonna recreate what I had all along, right? So when I go to, this is what I usually have, this is where I am, looking at this particular system, right? The system works. It works. It's counting the units. But after looking at my pipes and PVCs, and why is it that there's no fittings for cast iron? Why is it on and on for copper and the rest of it? So I'm trying to do justice, I guess, to what information is given to the plumbing fixtures. And so with me looking at these, I think that the vent, oh my God, the vent is going in. But for me, I'm thinking that it should go out, right? It should go out. The vent should go out. The vent should go out and not into the bathroom. Is that right? Is that right? Am I saying that right? Flow direction for the water. Maybe it's because it's a property. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's a gas. For a gas, let's do that. For a gas, for a gas, the flow direction should be in. And with the flow direction in for gas, the fixture units populate in the pipe. But you don't want, so, it's just, it just doesn't make sense. The flow direction for a vent should be out. Should be out. It should be out. It should be out. I'm going to save this, right? I'm going to save that. I'm going to save that. I'm going to escape. And I'm going to go to my 3D view and count up my fixture units for my vent. And it's going to say 17. Is that right? Is that right? I don't know if that's right. Let me go to another one. What's that one? 0. Okay. But if I go back and change that vent piping unit that is counting, right, from flow, from a flow direction from out to in, and save it. Let's save it. Yeah. Save. Yes. Save. Yes. Overwrite. Okay. Let's save it. Now, let's see if it's adding. Is it adding? Let's see. 26. Oh, 26. What's this one? 23. Is that right? So anyway, 45. Okay. So just to pass on some information, if you don't already know, be careful if you are doing any type of can I get calculations from this? No, calculations is gonna come probably from the water, right? You doing any kind of calculations? Let's say cold water, right? And you look at your properties and you go and see, that's not right. Systems. Systems. Let's go to systems. Piping systems. Or is it pipes? So you want to calculate systems? Properties? Systems? Yeah. Okay. Right? So make sure that, whatever it is you're doing, the flow direction and all of that, I mean, you could get tripped up so many ways. So I mean, this it's great, man. It's great. Okay, so I hope that helped. This is just when you're counting up your fixture units, just make sure that your flow directions coming from your fixtures or your water heaters or any of your mechanical equipments, making sure that that's, it's a chain reaction. It's a domino. It's flow, but it may not be what you were taught. Flow does not go from a vent into a toilet room. It just doesn't. So, but sometimes it does. So, okay. All right. Well, I hope that helps. I'll talk to you guys later.